How is it going, my heroes and villains? Sean Ross here, and we're back, baby.
We're back, baby!
We are finally back after an extra week-long break, and we got the brand new My Hero Academia chapter. But as you guys can already see, I am currently not in my room. I am no longer in New Jersey. My family and I traveled down to the University of Alabama where we are visiting my brother as he's playing some baseball this weekend. And this is the place we are staying at. And honestly, it is quite nice. But despite the traveling, I was not going to let that hinder me or stop me from giving you guys my live reaction to the latest My Hero chapter. It's just delaying me just a little bit, but I can guarantee that by next week, we will be back on schedule. So, we are on manga chapter number 227, and the title of this week's chapter is Sleepy. So, odds are someone is feeling rather groggy in this week's chapter. Either way, I'm excited for the events of this week's chapter because 2 weeks ago, with last chapter, we had some really interesting stuff go down with some cool revelations concerning Toga and her quirk, to where not only she can transform into the people she ingests the blood of, but apparently now she can use the quirks of said people she transforms into. And she looked rather shocked discovering that last chapter, and she quickly used that to her advantage to take out Lady Curious. And I think this is my main question going into this chapter. Is Lady Curious alive or dead? Because maybe, and this is a big maybe she is alive.
She dead!
But I highly doubt that, just from the way that she fell down and the splatter we saw on that final last page, last chapter.
Oh my fucking god, she fucking dead.
So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's dive right into chapter number 227. Oh, and we got a cover page right here. Whoa, this looks nice. This looks really nice. It's like dark and sexy in a way. You got Toga right here with the My Villain Academia logo in the background in like a neon sign type design. If my love can't be forgiven, this world can go straight to hell. Oh, I like this cover page. This is awesome right here. Okay, so that's the first page, chapter 227, Sleepy. Let's go. So on the next page, we have a panel of some doors, and one is slightly opened. They look to be doors to a shed outside in someone's backyard. And then we got Toga, who's just coughing up blood from her mouth after the battle with Curious.
Fatality!
Oh, and she is down for the count. She is inside the shed and has fallen down face first. She is KO'd. She will not be participating anymore in the battle. I can't move a muscle. I can't even lift a finger. My blood is draining away. I'm getting pale. Yeah, she's KO'd for the time being. So this is how it feels. And she's like laughing to herself. Once again, I've gotten closer to you. Wow, so now she kind of knows how it feels. All the people that she crushes on, when they're bloodied, broken, and beaten, she feels the exact same way in this situation as she is just curling up into a ball in the fetal position.
At first you try to model yourself after the person you want. You start dressing like them. Thing is, that's not enough. You have to go further. Then you realize you actually want to become that person. And once you get to that point, there's no going back. That's how love works, right?
So in like some weird twisted way, in this moment, she feels even closer to them, being on like the brink of collapse and almost on the brink of death in a way, but Toga's not biting the dust just yet. She's one of our main villains. But yeah, we will not be seeing her participate in the rest of this battle. Himiko Toga lives in her own world. People call her abnormal, a villain, But who was it who made her that way? And we're going back to Redestro. He's looking down from atop his tower at the battle ensuing at ground level. And I'm guessing he's talking to Girin, who is still tied up right behind him. It's just not right. The masses insist upon applying their antiquated ways to everything. And so they reject anyone who dares break the mold. But humanity no longer has a mold. And Curious wanted to use that girl to prove it. To show them the truth.
Really makes you think.
It's going to be really interesting to see moving forward after this arc how the ideology of the Liberation Army and of Destro and Redestro, how it's going to linger and how it's going to affect society moving forward. And now we have our feel-good ink guy just coming up to Redestro, our Gorilla's boy. She shouldn't have put herself on the front lines like that. Curious was a valuable asset to us.
She dead!
Not only Curious, each and every one of our soldiers are sacrificing their lives for the sake of our future. And Redestro is crying right here in this panel.
My God, pull yourself together!
There is nothing more valuable than human life. Okay, so I think Kazuki is dead, but this is really interesting because we had the same thing when he choked out his partner, the guy with the bear head. He choked him out and he cried as well. So he values the lives of people, but they are still underneath his mission. The cause of the Liberation Army always comes first, so it still affects him. Redestro, I mean, he is really, really interesting, and I can't wait till we learn more about him, and once he actually gets into the battle, that's what I'm going to look forward to the most right there.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
And even Girin is like kind of looking up at this dazed and bloody, and he's like, what is wrong with this guy? Well, I guess we won't be able to use any footage of Curious. She defeated the whole purpose. Either way, Toga could have played the tragic heroine. Why didn't she use her that way? So going back to how like all the cameras are watching this, so they are recording everything going down with the people fighting the League. And Girin's like, footage? What footage? What? You don't get it? Is that your way of asking a question? Do you want me to spell it out for you? Oh my God, and Mr. Feelgood is just grabbing a hold of Girin, grabbing his cheeks and like jamming his finger into his forehead, like saying, is there a brain in there? Hello? Man, he got pissed by that question. So why couldn't you ask more politely, huh? Is it pride? You're the type who just parrots back everything they hear without using their head. No correlation, zero imagination, your neurons aren't connected. You wouldn't understand logic if someone beat you over the head with it, so why bother trying to simplify things? Wow! He just went right into insulting Girin's intelligence. It's like, can you not observe and put two and two together just with the information you're hearing and observing? It's like, is there a brain in there? Hello? And then we just see him put his hands up, taking them off of Girin. He's like, I give up. I don't want to talk to him anymore. We've got surveillance cameras all over town recording the battle. Citizens protecting the town without heroes from the evil clutches of villains. Even you must realize how that kind of footage could be used, right? Oh, so that is exactly how they are going to use those cameras spread about town recording everything.
You smart. You very smart. You a genius.
Man, moving forward, once this arc is done and society sees this footage of villains attacking citizens of this town with no heroes around and the citizens just stepping up and protecting themselves, this is definitely going to shift society right here. The crumbling of hero society is definitely going to continue if this footage gets out, because other citizens are going to be like, well, if heroes aren't around and we are attacked, are we just expected to follow the rules and not use our quirks? We need to defend ourselves. So that's a good plan on the Liberation Army's part. And then Girin's just like, so in the end, you explained it to me anyway. Still sassy with the retort right there. Way to go, Girin. Do you seriously believe what you're doing will change anything? You guys are crazy. And we see Redestro just wiping away his tears. That's where you're wrong. Everyone else is crazy. It seems you truly are lacking in imagination. If you're not serious, you'll never move people's hearts. I mean, he is true with that statement. If you believe in what you believe in, and you're serious, and you get other people to see that, you can have them move to your cause. And that's exactly what the Liberation Army has done. They have that pride, that conviction, they believe in their ideals of what the Liberation Army fights for, and once they show the rest of the masses that, a lot of other people, I think, are going to share that same ideology and move towards the army. So, again, that's going to be really interesting later on down the road. But for now, we move away from Redestro and we're going right back down to the ground, and we see Shigaraki on the move. And then we also see Spinner, Mr. Compress, and Dabi fighting back against all of these other civilians. How much longer till the big guy wakes up? 1 hour and 20 minutes. Are you kidding me? Okay, so now we have a time crunch right here. 1 hour and 20 minutes until the beast is unleashed. But that is still crazy because they still have to fight through this army for over an hour. I mean, I think it would have been better if they showed up a half hour before Giganto was going to show up, because they are going to be beyond exhausted after fighting the Liberation Army. Like, will anyone even be left once Giganto shows up? It's crazy to think about. No matter how many we defeat, they just keep coming. I mean, they are an army, Spinner. You haven't even defeated one. And then Dabi's just like, you don't get to talk. You haven't defeated one person yet. Toga's gone. Where did she go? And then twice he's just looking for his waifu. Like, where did Toga go? And then we have our political leader just rolling up in his election car. He's got a speaker and a megaphone. Oh my god. Everyone, I have some deeply saddening news. So he's getting ready to preach to his people. An election car, where did that come from? I'd like to know too, Mr. Compress. And then Shigaraki is looking back, he's like, what's going on here? Miss Curious has been defeated. She offered up her body and soul to our liberation. The rest of the public is reacting to this news, and they're like, oh my god, why? It can't be. What did the Supreme Leader say? Do not let her sacrifice be in vain. Okay, so I think she is in fact dead, but everyone is just rallying together, and this guy's like hearing them chant, he's like, yes, my children, rally up behind the cause. They're like, yes, for Lady Curious. So he is really pumping the army up right here.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? I repeat, will the real Slim Shady please stand up?
And then Mr. Compress is like, I see. Rather than an army, this is more like a religion. I mean, it's basically a cult. And Hanabata rallies the people, playing the role of bishop. And then someone is trying to pull Twice's mask off him. We don't need him to split apart right now. So religions really do make bank. Yes, they do. Some of them do, Twice. Yes, they do. What is this? He really pumped the army up. Holy shit. This is like a wave of people just coming towards Shigaraki right here. This is literally a human wave. This is some World War Z, Game of Thrones, Battle of Winterfell type shit right here. Like a whole bunch of whites just bombarding the front lines. This is crazy right here. Shigaraki, I'd run if I were you. And they are just screaming Shigaraki's name as they're like, charge! I'm sleepy. There it is. Roll credits. So that's where the chapter title comes from. It's talking about how sleep-deprived Shigaraki is. Because Shigaraki right now, as you see the bags under his eyes, and he's like, I'm sleepy. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I have fought for a month straight. give me some rest here. He's like, I'm sleepy. And then the panel right below that, the entire environment around him is just so delirious. Everything's so wavy. You can see Shigaraki kind of like weaving back and forth as you see the dark silhouettes of the human wave that's about to crash over him. Weird stuff happens when you get really sleepy. You see things moving that aren't supposed to move, and you start hearing things. It feels like you're being overwhelmed by all this unnecessary information. I can tell my body is bugging out. You need some sleep, Shigaraki. That's what your body's telling you. Whoa, wait. We're getting flashback. We're getting more Shigaraki flashback right here. What is it? Another flashback, and you see his sister right there. I believe that's his sister. Look at this. It's our little secret, and it looks like she's opening the drawer to, I'm guessing, their father's desk. Oh, it's a picture of Nana Shimura with her kid, with their dad. I heard this lady is our grandma. What is this? Oh, that is cute. This picture had to be taken right before Nana put her child up for adoption. And look at her in that picture. She's got some tone to her muscles right there. She's looking good. That is really cute though. I like that picture. And she was a hero too. Oh. So Shigaraki knew that his grandmother was a hero. So now that he unlocked this fragmented memory, how is this going to affect him? Knowing that he descends from a pro-hero line. That Nana Shimura, his grandmother, was a pro-hero. I have no memories of this, and yet the emotions from it still remain. Why are you showing this to me, Hana? Oh, that's his sister's name. Okay, it's a nice name. So his sister's name is Hana. Even though Dad said all that stuff, it's all right. I'm on your side, Tenko. Ooh, that's interesting dialogue right there. It makes it sound like Shigaraki's dad said some pretty mean things to him, but then Hana tried to cheer him up with this, saying like, don't worry, I'm on your side. Did Shigaraki want to be a hero when he was younger?
Maybe.
And then thus Hana showing him a picture of their grandmother who was a pro-hero, like trying to like build that dream within him before everything kind of went to hell once he unlocked his quirk? That's so tragic and sad, like my God, if that's the case. At that time, I felt really relieved. Ah, but why? If you're gonna show me these memories, at least give me the whole picture. It's like a broken tape recording or something, jeez.
And here we go.
Oh, we got a double page spread, and what is going on here? Shigaraki, what are you doing? Oh my God.
Happy feet. One more combo. That ain't Falco. That ain't Falco. Oh, 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 Where you at? Where you at? Oh, oh my God. One more combo. Oh, get your ass whooped.
What the fuck, man?
One more combo. Wow.
How are you doing that, Shigaraki? Damn! You see them all disintegrating. I feel like absolute shit. And you see Shigaraki leap onto the brick wall right next to him. He's running along top of it. He reaches out his arm to touch the first person on this human wave and disintegrates right through it. And then that guy, as he is dying, says, he's fast. And then we see Shigaraki throwing up as he is doing this. Damn, he is just barreling through it. But how is he doing that? Because he's not touching everyone, right? Unless, like, because this guy's saying he's so fast, did he just, like, increase in strength from training? Like that month-long fight with Giganto, did he just improve his skills this much to where he is just, like, touching everyone as he runs by?
I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am. I'm fast as fuck, boy.
And then he just leaps down as you see the final disintegrations of dust, bone, and skin come down to the ground. And Spinner's shocked by this. He's like, what the hell just happened there? Am I seeing things, or just now it looked like his decay was being transmitted to people he didn't even touch?
What?
Shigaraki, you.
Nani?
Whoa. So, first we got Toga's upgrade with her power, and now it looks like Shigaraki has had a massive improvement. So he can decay people who are in contact with people that are already decaying? So he touched the first person in that wave, and then the decay just spread from the people on contact. And look at the face too, on Shigaraki.
Behold.
As he was doing that, you see just the decay all around him, like little ashes in the wind. And you see still some of the throw up coming out of his mouth. But he looks like he's in ecstasy, like he is just enjoying what just happened. Like it's his deliriousness from lack of sleep, the memory that he just unlocked, that just helped him add a big boost to his decay quirk.
Know my power.
Go. All right, Horikoshi, let's go. This is awesome. And then we go over to Dabi looking down the alleyway, seeing what Shigaraki just did, and he's like, well, if the leader's killing all these guys, I guess that means I can too. I never was cut out for sparing people, and he's activating his fire, and it looks like there's a silhouette of a person above him getting ready to attack.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, someone leapt down right in front of him and attacked him, and it's our 5th army guy. The guy with the winter coat, the Parka guy, who we don't know the identity of yet. And he's using ice powers. Yo, the fact that Dabi, a fire user, is going up against this guy who's got ice powers. Horikoshi, I see what you're doing there. You're adding more fuel to the fire with those Toya Dabi fan theories. Like, how is Dabi going to fare against someone with ice? And since we got Toga's backstory with her fight, are we going to dive into Dabi's? Are we in fact going to learn his past, his real name, and whether or not he actually has any connections to the Todoroki family?
Coincidence? I think not.
Okay, I'm looking forward to the next chapter. So, we got the battle, second match between Dabi and Parka.
Round 2. Fight.
Their mutual murderous intent signals the start of a deadly battle. Chapter 227 end. Okay, so next chapter is going to be a lot of fun. I am definitely looking forward to next chapter. But the big things that we got in here mostly dealt with Shigaraki. We got more of his flashbacks, which I'm glad we are still diving just a little bit more into fragmented memories of Shigaraki's past, but learning that he actually knew about Nana Shimura, knew that she was a pro hero, and it kind of seems like Tenko Shimura, before he became Shigaraki, wanted to be a pro hero, which just adds to the tragic backstory that Shigaraki has, and how he, you know, everything just like got shit piled on for him once his quirk activated. It sucks what happened to him. But then, him taking out the entire human wave of people just by touching one person, dragging his arm through it, and then having the decay spread through human contact. That right there is crazy. So I am really curious on how other people are handling that news. I'm glad I was not spoiled on the events of this chapter, but I liked seeing the overall improvement of the League of Villains. They're getting upgrades to their powers, they're getting stronger, and I think it kind of goes along too with, because Shigaraki was training for an entire month with Giganto in a way. So to see his quirk improve like that, it's kind of cool to see. Plus with the improvement and the developments that we're going to get with Deku later on down the road, we have our main hero and main villain continuously improving and upgrading and gaining more power. That endgame battle between those two is going to be amazing. So, good stuff this chapter. Can't wait to see what we get with our second match in chapter 228. So with that, guys, that right there is my live reaction to chapter 227 of My Hero Academia. But But now I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on the events of this chapter, everything we got with Shigaraki, his flashback, and the improvement and upgrade that we saw with his decay quirk, but then also going into next chapter, how excited are you for the next match and fight between Dabi, our fire quirk user, and then our winter coat ice user of the Liberation Army? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below and feel free to subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon so that you guys are always up to date with my latest MHA reactions. But if you want to stay up to date with me outside of YouTube, feel free to follow me over on Twitter. A link to my Twitter account can be found in the description down below. But that's going to do for me here, guys. So until next week when I am back home in my room for My Hero Academia chapter 228, I'll talk to you guys then. But remember, go beyond plus ultra.